How are you? This is the weekend tarot readings, and it's for all signs of the zodiac. So if you know your astrology chart, you might resonate with a few of the messages. And thank you for subscribing, by the way, and giving the video a thumbs up. It's only a little channel. We are a soul family. If you watch this channel quite a lot, or you just kind of like it, even if you've not really watched it before, there's probably a strong chance we're in the same soul family, because I can tell when I speak to you all, there's always some very strange similarities between us, which always makes me laugh. This is the deck I'm going to use today for our relationship message. I use this little deck to look at the energy, and I'm going to use this deck to just see what our spirit guides are helping us with. So if you want to book in for a reading, you're very welcome, or a birth chart. I look at specific areas of the birth chart. Well, it's your natal chart, really, your astrology chart. If you know your time of birth, I look at specific areas to help give you clarity, so that you can kind of really differentiate between your sort of the full self, if you like, the superego, critical inner parent, and your actual true nature, your sort of core energy, if you like. So if you want me to do that for you, I can. And that's it, really. So we're going to go into the energy, and if we do get any interruptions, I do apologise. I've got a delivery that's probably coming, some boots, which I ordered, which I'm quite excited about coming, because I got boots, but they're in the wrong size. They're size 4, and I'm actually a size 5. Don't ask me why I did that, because I'm a bit of a nutter, but I got to stop walking around in boots that are the wrong size. They're hurting my toes. So they're coming, and then also my children are here today, so sorry if there's any interruptions. And Gilbert is here, and he's just sniffing around at the moment, being a little cheeky little boy. I'm drinking a cup of tea. I've got my Dracula mug today, and I've actually got some little chocolate M&Ms that I've been, just because I just had a bit of lunch, so I thought, oh, I'll have a couple. I like a little bit of chocolate. All right then. So I'm going to go into Taurus first. Let's see what we get for the weekend for Taurus. Okay, boundaries. Having sensible boundaries is important. It is important. Something that I've always found quite difficult. Boundaries. So somebody connected to you is thinking about their boundaries, and equally you're thinking about your boundaries, okay? And you get clearer on your boundaries the more you get to know your true self. You know, when we're quite erratic with our boundaries, it's because we don't really know who we are. And if we don't know who we are, we just don't really understand where we stand on certain issues, and it can be difficult to apply boundaries or even just understand what our boundaries are. So Taurus is doing a lot of work on boundaries at the moment, getting more clarity over that. Now, you're being more careful in the long term about your money for some reason. You want to be a bit more careful with your money, and you also are being responsible about your own energy, okay? So you are definitely being very careful at the moment. That's the main theme that's coming through here. You could be careful about money, but you could be careful about your boundaries. You could be careful about your long-term energy at the moment. You could be thinking seriously in terms of long-term sort of stuff, and that is good. It's wise that you're thinking long-term, and it looks like you're being very sensible at the moment, quite mature. Yeah, you've got another 4 there. Now, you're building a solid foundation. You are being so careful. You've even got the Page of Swords there, which is about watching. Somebody could be watching you, but equally I feel like you're watching yourself. I think you're trying to even create boundaries within yourself, you know. And if you watch the beginning part, the intro to the video, I was talking about how we all have a super ego, and that's our critical inner parent. And usually that part of us doesn't have very good boundaries, okay? Because it's the part of the critical inner parent is the part of us that is obviously critical of ourselves and critical of others. So that kind of makes our boundaries all over the place. And I just think you're being really careful now about not entertaining this false part of yourself. I think you're being much more boundaried for the long term about who do I want to be? How do I want to live my life? You know? And you're creating a more solid foundation for yourself, the Four of Wands. You're reaching a milestone in your journey, which is very good. You're creating a sort of safe haven for yourself at the moment, but it does involve you releasing. Can you see the Three of Swords there? So in order to create a more solid foundation for yourself, both within yourself and then obviously in your life, some things have got to go. And I suspect it's the false ego, the false self, that's sort of being released out here. But equally, you might be releasing some things that you were doing or some things that you used to think about a lot, and you're saying, no, I need to have more boundaries because it's not healthy for me to think about those things, or it's not healthy for me to do those things anymore. So there's a lot of, I know it's a weekend reading and it doesn't sound very fun, probably, but saying that, you know, you will have something to celebrate. It's kind of a double-edged sword for you at the moment, Taurus. On the one hand, it's quite serious. It might feel like quite hard work, like you're having to be quite responsible, really. And you are having to release a lot of things now that you don't resonate with anymore. And probably release some habits. Like I said, I really do think there's something here to do with boundaries or thoughts that you have in your own mind, and you're thinking, right, now I've got to be strict with myself. I've got to stop thinking like that because it's not healthy, it's not helping me. But there is something to celebrate because you're becoming more solid and stable in yourself, and I do think you are creating a more happy life for yourself. So you're reaching a milestone as well, which is something to celebrate. Spirit's sort of saying you're getting yourself to a more stable point in your life. Even though it's still fairly early days, you're being a lot more wise than you used to be, okay? Now, somebody here may be avoiding their connection with you, all right? Or they may be, even this person may be avoiding connecting with themselves. Yeah, it's all going to be mirroring out anyway. But equally, you might be avoiding a connection with somebody. And again, I do think, Taurus, you are avoiding connecting with a certain part of your mind that you just say, that's not helpful to me anymore. I'm not going to keep doing that, you know. Maybe dwelling on the past or getting too anxious about the future, whatever it may be. I definitely feel there is a hell of a lot here, Taurus, that you are getting clear on at the moment. You're getting a lot of clarity, you're being very careful, you're being very boundaried, because you want long-term stability for yourself. You want to feel stable inside yourself in the long term, and you want your external reality to be more stable and comforting, if you like. But it does involve quite a lot of purging or releasing stuff at the moment. So you've got my hugs, because I know that that's testing. Now, Spirit is saying, no, this is lovely. You have got the Two of Cups here. So Spirit is supporting you to sort of have a reunion with yourself. You know, really commit to yourself now. And Spirit's actually supporting that for you. Two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits, don't give up on those that you love. So, you know, for some of you, you might be working out boundaries with a relationship with somebody in your life, and you're both figuring these boundaries out. But for others of you, this could really just be to do with yourself. But yeah, there's just so much going on here. The weekend, I think you will feel more positive by the weekend, because Spirit is helping you to just be very much committed to yourself at this time, and you know, almost like find yourself, you know, and once you find yourself, you do sometimes find that it's easier to resolve things with other people as well. So, you know, it could be a good thing for a relationship in your life that is starting to ease up or get a bit easier, because Spirit is supporting that as well, perhaps. So I hope that helps, Taurus. Like I said, it does seem like quite a serious reason for the weekend, but I can only tell you what the cards are saying. And it does look like very good progress for you. To have the Two of Cups is a lovely card, because it means that we are really committing to ourselves, and we're just honouring who we are. We're not listening to the false self anymore, the critical inner parent. We're just, and it's like Spirit's supporting you to do that. And it may be that some relationships start to improve now, you know. So that's the message for you. We're going to go into Virgo next. Virgo for the weekend. Let's see what we get. Virgo. Ooh, Virgo, you've got the True Love card. True love comes when you least expect it. So somebody may have their eye on you. There could be somebody that actually really cares about you at the moment. Maybe it's not romantic love, could be. But there is somebody obviously that does care about you, does think about you, does support you. And this is all a mirror that, Virgo, you're starting to love yourself, support yourself. Okay? So you are doing a lot of good spiritual work there on yourself. And you might be surprised how much the next few days you really do start to notice that you are loving yourself and supporting yourself a lot more, you know. You might also be surprised that somebody is very much caring about you, maybe offering you support, or maybe offering you love. And here you've got the Queen of Wands to the Two of Pentacles. I think you're really going to go for it with something, and it's something that you may be weighing up. It's something that you may be analysing, a choice between two things. You're really ready to go for it now. Let's see what else we're getting. You are, it's interesting. On the one hand, you're trying to be wise and you're trying to take things slowly. On the other hand, you are finally moving forward, okay? And it is into the unknown. Now, this may make you feel quite childlike. And yes, you're going to have moments where you're overanalyzing things and weighing things up too much. Gilbert, pack it in. Come on. He's bugging me. Okay, so this is wisdom in giving yourself some space. You're not rushing things. I do get the sense you're not rushing things, but I also get the sense that Spirit says it's finally time to move forward. It's finally time to move forward with something after a little bit more reflection and a little bit more space. So, yes, it could be making you feel a bit nervous or childlike. That you're going into this new situation in your life and you don't really know how it's going to unfold, but at the same time you do feel excited. You could be noticing that your inner child sort of coming back to life, you know, but the core energy of the inner child, not like all the pain parts. This is more of an exciting time. Spirit is kind of confirming that you're ready to go for things, so really analysing it. Probably not much point in analysing things too much, or probably not much point in weighing things up, because to me it looks like you're going to be ready to proceed in the next few days. There's somebody that is scared about things. Okay, I'm so scared I can't face this right now. But equally that is a mirror to you, and that you have been quite scared. about moving forward. But, you know, Spirit's trying to reassure you and say, look, you know, you are actually ready to go for it now. You know, you've been giving yourself enough love and enough support. Let's see what else we're getting here from Spirit. Okay. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project. Awards, scholarships or promotions. I mean, that could be a little bit too specific there. But you're going to be receiving, you see, 6 of Pentacles there. You are doing well. You are going to be receiving. Spirit is basically saying it is time to move forward. So the reading's just saying all the same things, isn't it? You know, Virgo. Try not to overanalyze things. Just give it a bit more space if you need to, but pretty much you're ready to go on something now. And it's mainly, I know it's mainly been causing you a bit of fear, and that might be an understatement, but Spirit is saying that it seems like you're going to be loved and supported in what you do. Okay, so take that however that resonates. But it's because you're loving and supporting yourself. Okay, so I hope that helps in some way for you. And we are going to go into Capricorn next. Okay, Capricorn for the weekend. Let's see what we get for Capricorn. Okay, remarkable. Notice everything remarkable about your relationships. So somebody could really be thinking about their connection with you at the moment and thinking, wow, it's a crazy kind of connection. It's a bit mental sometimes, but it's also very special and quite magical as well. And this is a mirror, really, to the fact that you're realising what an interesting connection you have with yourself, you know? And sometimes it's a bit crazy, your connection with yourself, but you're realising it's also quite amazing, you know? So this is good. There's kind of something magical happening here for Capricorn in this soul family at this time, to do with your ability to connect with yourself and others. You've been stressing about standing your ground. You know, you've been stressing about knowing yourself and just being you and standing stable in your ground. You know, this is the 9 of Swords, the King of Pentacles. You know, too much worry about your stability, or too much worry about money, or too much worry about, this is who I am. I'm standing in my power, you know. Let's see what else we're getting. It's like you're working your way through an anxious or stressful time, and you're finally learning how to honour yourself in the right way. Sometimes you might have been a bit cold, 5 of Swords, and you were sort of trying to, you know, take your power back and say, push away the people that have done me wrong. But then sometimes we can sort of almost become a bit into our ego about that, can't we? We might still not be quite doing things in the sort of most genuine or loving way. But I feel like now you are. You've got the Knight of Pentacles as well. That again is a very solid energy. You've got the Knight and the King of Pentacles. This is all about you knowing yourself, Capricorn. This is all about you honouring yourself in a very genuine, simple, honest way, you know? And you're maturing all the time. You're standing in your power, you're standing in your ground after a lot of worry, or even maybe feeling a bit depressed at times and probably a bit alone. And part of you kind of maybe was quite angry at the world, or quite angry at certain relationships, or maybe quite angry at certain situations where you felt like you'd been done wrong. But now it's like, actually I don't feel angry now. I don't feel hard done by anymore, because I'm rising. Now, you know, I do understand myself. I do connect with myself now, and I'm quite magical actually, and I am actually very empowered. So there's no bitterness there anymore. It feels like you're free to be you, and you know, your health is improving all the time. Money is good, and you know, you're becoming more stable and solid in yourself. So you're leaving anxiety behind, you're leaving bitterness behind. Do you see what I mean? Okay, let's see what else we're getting here. Okay, so somebody in your vicinity is listening to their guides, okay? And I mean, that it might not be obvious to them, they may not be spiritually as awakened as you, but they're sort of tuning into their own intuition or higher mind, consciously or unconsciously. And it's just a mirror to you that you are being a lot more tuned in now to, you know, the true self as opposed to the false self, you know, the more critical inner parent, or that it's more harsh energy. The false identity is a more harsh energy because it's always thinking, oh, I must protect myself, or, you know, and that can be quite a bitter type of energy, can't it? But I can see Capricorn in this soul family, you're way past that now, you know, you're much more mature. You're very connected and committed to yourself, and you're just giving off a much better, more genuine energy. And yeah, you're tuning into your true self as opposed to the false self, you know. So you're becoming more grounded all the time. I think you're removing your attention from certain places that you were putting your attention, and you're just putting attention on yourself and your purpose, you know, and that is just very healthy. Spirit is saying, ask your angels or spirit guides for helpful people to lighten your load. Working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. So that is the 10 of Wands energy there. You know, Spirit is saying that, you know, you're gonna get to where you want to get to, and you might be feeling a bit tired at the moment, but ultimately you're gonna achieve what you want, or you're gonna get to where you want to get to. You're determined. You're sort of almost over quite a hard period of struggle, and things are probably about to get a bit easier for you now. There might still be a certain habit you've got, and if you drop that habit, you will make things a bit easier for yourself, you know. And that habit can even just be, you know, negative thinking or whatever, you know. It doesn't have to be an addiction as such, but it could be a choice, sometimes a choice that you make that you know is a bad habit, or yeah, something you think about that you know is not a helpful habit. So yeah, Spirit is saying, really, you're leaving the past behind, you're more grounded in yourself, you're in a much better energy here, you know who you are, you're committing to your path, and you're not paying attention to things that sort of used to drag you down or pull you out of alignment. So it looks like you're going to be making progress. Some people might think, you know, you're a bit boring at the moment, or, you know, it's not very dynamic, but it's a very wise energy long term. Okay, so that is the message, Capricorn. I hope that helped. We're going to go into Aquarius next. I can't seem to go fast today. Just going slowly. I'm just having a chocolate M&M. Okay, Aquarius. Let's see what we get for Aquarius for the weekend. temptation. Ooh, think carefully about the situation. Okay, so somebody is quite tempted or trying to tempt you, and you might be tempted, okay, to something here. So temptation around. Interesting. Think carefully about the situation. Somebody that needs to think more carefully. Perhaps you need to think more carefully about something as well. You know, you were grieving. You were feeling very betrayed or let down. You know, so think regrets. But Spirit is saying you've got 2 cups here. You've got 2 opportunities for happiness and fulfillment. And I think you're sort of realising that now. I think you're realising, don't look to the past. Don't look to the things that have gone wrong. I just need to focus on what is kind of really suited to me now. You know, now I know myself. Now I'm more in tune with myself after going through all of that difficult stuff. These are my 2 opportunities. And these are fulfilling opportunities that Spirit is showing you. And you're making progress with that. You know, you're probably working with other people to now progress certain aspects of your life. So this is good. It's a time of progress and growth and working with others to achieve. And Spirit is saying you are very well prepared to just really make things happen now. So it's fantastic for Aquarius. You know, really well prepared to make things happen. So you're going to go for it, I think. Feels like really the time is now. You know, this weekend it's going to be like, yeah, the time is now. I need to start just taking action, and this is all going to start happening for me now. Somebody connected to you has been undecided about something, and they've needed time to kind of think things through, and it may have felt like quite a stagnant energy. And I think this is kind of a reflection of where you were as well, that there was a bit of a, you know, I'm undecided about us. I need time to think things through. Don't rush me. I think equally that there was a period of time maybe where you were a bit stuck and you couldn't really see clearly because of this type of energy. You know, you were getting drawn into this, these lower vibrations here, which is normally stemming from the superego. Okay, and it's just where we get this critical inner parent inside us, and it's constantly wanting us to make us look at things that, you know, drag us down and keep us stuck, really, and we don't understand sometimes why. But I think you're breaking through that now. I can see in these cards you are breaking through that, and you know, there could be a very tempting opportunity here, and it could be like, you know, there's something in the external reality that is just like tempting you. You're drawn. So maybe the temptation card is not a bad thing. There could be something that's a bit naughty that you're being tempted towards. But equally, there could be something in your physical reality right now that has been tempting you, and you sort of now know, do you know what? I think I am going to go for this. Let's see what else Spirit is helping you with. And Gilbert's finally settled down now, thank goodness. Okay, he was toddling around, distracting me at the beginning of these videos. Right, when you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. Right, this is the 4 of Cups, and yes, that is a stagnant energy. That is an energy of being a bit stuck, and yet Spirit's trying to offer you something, and you just couldn't see it at the time. You couldn't see that actually what Spirit was offering you was good. You know, that there was actually something really good for you lining up, trying to come in, or even kind of there, but you couldn't connect with it because you might have been grieving the past, or you might have been letting go of an old identity that you had. But I think now it's all a time of progress and moving forward, and Spirit's helping you to be really clear about, hello, there's something here that you can now do, and it's perfect for you, and the time is pretty much now. Okay, so that's the message, Aquarius. I hope that helps. It'll be interesting to see, won't it, what it is. You've probably already got a bit of an idea. I know I have. So we're going to go into Gemini next. So this is Gemini for the weekend, okay? Gemini for the weekend, what do we get? Power. This is a card that doesn't come out very often. The power of love is like a magnet, drawing two souls together. So there may be somebody that is strangely drawn to you and they just don't know why. And equally, this is about you being drawn to your own I am presence, yeah? Being drawn to your own soul. So, there's a lot going on there for Gemini. Something is starting to make sense for you. You're making decisions that make you feel tuned into yourself. You're making decisions that are loving for you, okay? You've got the King of Swords to the Queen of Cups. So, decisions that are caring and loving for you. Let's see what else we're getting. Oh, you are not going to believe this. Making decisions that are progressing. Things are progressing, and you could be communicating with quite a lot of people as well. Can you see that? You've got the King of Swords twice. And that is a Gemini energy as well. Gemini, you are in your power. Yeah, first card, power. I think you have had a major breakthrough here. That's what I can see. You are having a major breakthrough about what makes you happy and what's right for you. And it's really, really starting to progress. And you are really, really just drawn to a situation. You're drawn to yourself. I don't know. It's like you have a breakthrough about your own soul, and now you know exactly what you need in your life, you know, and everything's kind of making sense. And yeah, there could be a hell of a lot going on for you. You might be dealing with multiple things the next few days. Now that's interesting. Somebody does in your vicinity is sort of saying, let's take this slowly, right? They do, this is a gentle energy here. Somebody needs gentle energy. They need space, they need slowness. And that is very healthy for them and healing, because green is a healing energy. Okay, let's take this slowly, please. And equally, you know, I must take things slowly here. You know, even though you're having such a massive breakthrough that is so good for your heart, your chakras, you know, you're just so much more tuned in to what you need to do and what is right for you. But equally, you know, it's healthy to take things slowly, and you know, this is a healing time for you. Yeah. Let's see what else we're getting from your spirit guides. Okay, you've got the Two of Cups, right? So this is about possibly spirit supporting a reunion. You're coming closer to somebody again. But also this is all a mirror to the fact that you're getting closer to yourself. Okay, because that's what the Two of Cups is really about. It's about, you know, meeting your true self and connecting with yourself. Two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits. Don't give up on those that you love. So, yeah, there's a lot going on here. Gemini, I cannot tell you strongly enough that you are making major breakthroughs at the moment. And this is I would say it's a special time for you. It's a time where you're becoming more loving to yourself and you're connecting to your soul, and it's making you quite powerful as well. Okay, so you could be making a lot of decisions at the moment as well. And then things are just suddenly progressing fast. Lots going on, okay? So I hope that message helped. We're going to go into Libra next. Okay, so this is Libra for the weekend. We're going to see what message we get. Libra for the weekend. What do we get? Ooh, the Labyrinth. How lovely. So I actually got my Labyrinth DVD out to watch, funnily enough. Literally last night, I put it on the shelf because I fancy watching it one night this week, the Labyrinth. So Libra, even when you feel lost, there is always a way through the labyrinth. Somebody is finding their way through the labyrinth, okay? They may have been quite confused and disorientated, and maybe they thought they were going away in the wrong direction, and now they're realising, oh, I can actually find the right direction now, yeah? And equally, you may have been getting quite disorientated and confused about what way you were going to go. But I think you're starting to realise now, you know, oh, I do know where I'm going. I'm not as confused as I thought I was, yeah? And obviously we had the full moon last weekend, so, you know, that didn't help our cause. You know, that energy is so powerful, that full moon in Virgo. I think a lot of us were feeling disorientated last weekend. And you might have noticed somebody in your vicinity was also being a bit confusing and changing their mind, or you may have been changing your mind. But I think you're getting back on track now. Yeah. After a lot of stress and worry, you're finding your sort of roots in yourself, and you've got a lot more clarity now over who you actually are. You know, the King of Pentacles is a very strong king, very grounded. He knows himself. You know, he's the king really that's the closest, well, apart from maybe the King of Cups, but he's very close to source. And that's why he's the most abundant king, yeah? So, yes, Libra, you are overcoming a lot of anxiety and fear or stress. And you're like coming out of it with the golden coin. Like, I figured it out. I figured it out, and it was a really freaking confusing time. But I think you figured out a lot. Yeah, you're putting an ending to something. Yeah, now people might be a bit surprised at how direct you are. You've got the Queen of Swords, who's very direct, quite bitter about the past, maybe grieving. It does seem like you've been betrayed, let down by others, and you're determined to put a stop to that. Yeah, that time of your life is no more. And you're very clear now, very clear about what you need to do. You're not going to let anything stand in your way, Libra, okay? But be kind to yourself. Yeah, look after yourself. You've got a lot, I think, you're taking on, which is good, because you have got clarity and you're getting visions about each step, what you now need to do. But just pace yourself, because I think deep down, you know, you had betrayed yourself, maybe for quite a long time. And that time is now coming to an end, and you're not betraying yourself anymore. And that's a really good thing. You know, you've figured out a hell of a lot. But, you know, take your time, because you're probably feeling quite tired or, you know, a bit wounded. So look after yourself is what I'm saying. Let's see what else we're getting. Gilbert is snoring away here. Ooh, now this is interesting. Somebody saying, I want to meet up with you. Yeah. But equally, that is a mirror that you are meeting with yourself. Yeah. You are connecting with the true you, and you feel the true you. You know, you've got this King of Pentacles. That's how I know that Libra in this soul family, you do know who you are now. You're not stressed or confused anymore about who you are. And that's why you're not going to betray yourself anymore, you know. So you are meeting with your true self, and someone in your vicinity is probably going to want to meet with you. So it's going to be interesting. Could be quite nice. Let's see what else we're getting. Okay, Spirit is confirming it's time to release the past. Yeah, it is. You will grow from this situation, and time heals all wounds. Okay, you've got the Three of Swords. Spirit is helping you to release a very difficult time where you betrayed yourself. I do think you were let down by others, and it was causing you probably mental health problems, all right? But it is moving into the past now. That is no longer going to be the case. You've definitely figured out what way you're going, and this is going to be very, very positive. So I'm sending you lots of love. Okay. Right, we are going to go into Leo now. Leo for the weekend. Let's see what messages we get for you. Past lives. Ooh. We reunite with our loved ones over and over again through many different lives. Isn't that true? So, there's somebody in your vicinity who you have been connected with in a past life. And also, this is a connection that you're making internally to something about yourself that perhaps needed resolving from a past life, you know? And it's come up in this lifetime to be healed, you know? And I think it's now time for you to act on this thing or heal it, whatever it may be. But it's definitely something from a past life that came into this life for you to finally take action on. Okay, let's see what else we're getting. You're in a very good position here. All right, let me have a look. I just want my tarot numbers. I used to get them out all the time, but right. This is a time of your wisdom is growing, okay? Having some kind of awakening. You're becoming a higher vibration, okay? You've got 2 9s. That's why I had to have a quick look. The 9s are the Hermit card. So you are raising your level of consciousness, because that's what the Hermit is all about. Raising your awareness and consciousness level. You are in such a good position to really be happy now, and also to be successful. But to be successful and happy, kind of, I don't know how to say it. It's coming from inside you. God, it is. It is coming from inside you, because you've got the Queen of Cups, and there's progress here. The Queen of Cups is about tuning into yourself, being tuned in emotionally and spiritually to yourself, and finally things progressing very fast, actually. After a period of being stuck, things suddenly progress things very quickly, and it's coming through this ability of yours that you have been able to raise your level of consciousness massively, find your own joy, find your happiness. And now things are all kind of making sense, and you are able to tune into yourself and finally realise what you need to do. And I think this is something from a past life that always needed to happen. And you finally cracked the code, okay? You finally cracked the code. Honestly, it's like you're cultivating a very happy life here, in whatever way you're doing it, and it was something that perhaps you hadn't been able to achieve in a past life, or there'd been obstacles or blocks in a past life around this. But I think you're just now at a vibrational frequency where you can finally tune into yourself, tune into what's going to spiritually and emotionally fulfill you, and it's starting to just vroom, you know, just progress. You know, and it could involve moving. It could involve moving, or it could involve traveling, or it could involve going somewhere. Yeah. And somebody in your vicinity is saying that they are changing to be what you deserve, which is rather nice. But this is a mirror to the fact that you are evolving into what you deserved all along. You know, amazing. Okay, let's see what Spirit's helping you with. Perspective. There is a better way. Pause for reflection and insight, and dare to be different. Okay, so you're going to do something in a different kind of way. May not be the way that you thought you'd do things. It may not be the way you did things in a past life. But this is now how you are going to do things, and it's in a very happy and fulfilling way. You know, and I would say there's something here about sensitivity, being sensitive to yourself, but also spiritually sensitive as well. So it's amazing. Amazing for Leo in this soul family at this time. I can't get over that. I'm excited for you, really. Right, I'm just going to have my orange M&M. So I'm going to go into Aries now. Aries for the weekend. Ooh, confirmation, lovely. Okay, 11-11. 11-11 is an important number of twin flames. Sorry, I don't think so. It symbolises the harmony and the balance of soul counterparts. You may have found yourself thinking about your twin flame lately, like, you know, twin flame, well, at the picture in our soul family. We don't really go there with our twin flame anymore, generally. But they might have popped into your head recently. Equally, you might have popped into their head, by the way. But, you know, I think that's just confirmation of the fact that, you know, why does the twin flame come into our lives? Twin flame comes into our lives when we're right at the beginning of our shadow work, when we don't know really who we are, and there's a whole realm, you know, a whole realm that's in the shadows, yeah? And then we get this twin flame connection, and it just opens us up to who we really are. Wow. You know? And that's quite painful, actually. It's kind of semi-exciting at the time, but it's also, and addictive, but then it's also like very uncomfortable and stressful. So there is that situation that may have come back into your mind recently, or you might have come into your twin flames mind. But I think it's more symbolic, honestly, because as a soul family, we have kind of moved on a little bit from the twin flame, and we've been doing more work, I think, as a soul family on who we are without the need of a twin flame. Or we may have another partner since then, you know, or there may have been a couple more people since then, but it's a similar thing happening. You may be viewing something in somebody at this time that is just showing you more, just even more information about them, but also about yourself. And that's the most important part, isn't it? Like, wow, what I'm seeing in that person, or what that person's behaving like, is really helping me understand my own blind spots. And there's still obviously some blind spots there for us as a soul family. But I feel like there's a sense of peace, because it's like another piece of the puzzle coming together for us. And it's like, wow, it is an amazing journey, isn't it? How we learn so much about ourselves and the blind spots, and then we can integrate and just even more become who we really are through the help of, you know, people around us that we have a strong bond with. So you're learning a lot through a relationship at this time, and it may evoke the same type of feelings or memories or of what you went through when you had a twin flame. So I am sending lots of love, Aries, because, you know, it could be a bit testing. But the thing is, you're honouring yourself, and you know you need to end a karmic pattern of acting in ways that don't really honour who you are, you know, with the best will in the world. You've got the Five of Swords to the Justice card. There may have been instances where, you know, almost like, you know, when we're trying too hard to be strong, and we can come across a bit bitter or a bit cold. And it's where we're learning, isn't it? We're learning to be more in our power, but sometimes we take it a bit to the extreme, and it can slip back into being a bit egoic. And I think you're learning now the balance, you know, with the Justice card. It's like I'm learning a balance. That who am I? You know, I can have a balance about who I am, and still be in my power, but I can be gentle at the same time. I don't have to go to the extreme, you know. So you're breaking karmic patterns around just really honouring yourself in the right way, you know, in a healthy way, you know, and in a kind way. You know, it's like being kind with others, and yet still also in your true energy. Yeah, this is a new beginning for you. It's a rebirth for you. I definitely feel you're getting back to your true nature, Aries, and you know, things are changing around you, okay? So you probably already know things are massively changing. You've got the Tower card there. So it is a rebirth and a beginning of a much more fulfilling time for you. But there will be changes that happen quite quickly, okay? It's just got to be that way. It's got to be that way, because otherwise, if these things don't change, that wouldn't be the most loving thing for you. So things could change to do with, well, either there could be situations ending, there could be movement of some kind, things like that. Somebody is thinking about you. They're wondering if you've moved on, okay? They're wondering if you're moving on. And equally, that is you. You know, you're thinking, oh, you know, am I moving on now? So there's a lot changing here for Aries in this soul family at this time. I think you're ready to move on. I really do. I think you're so ready, and it's a major moment in your life. I want to say that. And it's putting an end to a karmic cycle you were on, right? And going forward, you're going to be more kind to yourself, more gentle. And I don't think you're going to have any sort of bitterness anymore, or if that might not be the right word, but you're going to be more gentle in the way that you do things, because I think where you had been taken advantage of in the past, you might have built up certain walls or a certain identity that was a bit harsh at times, or sorry, you might want to slap me for saying that. You might have built up an identity that was, you know, where you were trying to be strong because you had to defend yourself. You know, I do see that. But now it's like I can put that to bed. I don't have to be overly protective of myself anymore. I can be more gentle and spiritual and more tuned in. You know, so you're really there's gonna be a lot of changes here. And Spirit's helping you make decisions. it will all be better if you just make a decision, over-analysing a problem, find a compromise. So that is a card of confusion, Two of Swords. So, you know, you might be finding you're getting confused at times, but I think Spirit is going to just help you to make the right decisions. And they're kind of saying that kind of is what needs to happen. Make decisions, make changes, because you know what you need to do that's right for you now, okay? So I'm sending you lots of love. Let's go into Sagittarius. Sagittarius for the weekend. What do we get? Oh, you've got the 1111 card. You might have thought of your twin flame lately, because there's something you're learning from a relationship at this time which is helping you identify your blind spots. This relationship is probably triggering you a lot, like the twin flame situation did however many months or years ago. And now you're going through something similar, not the same, but similar. There's a relationship or situation in your life that is causing you to get triggered, so that you can actually sort of finally, you know, drop resistance and actually see more parts of yourself that you couldn't previously see. You know, that's why people, you know, irritate us, isn't it? I want to say piss us off, because it helps us to kind of spot, you know, where we're in resistance to them. It's like a sign, isn't it? Oh, what part of myself am I still not accepting? So there's something going on with a relationship that's helping you to reveal things about yourself. This is now a much more fortunate period of time for you. This is predestined that you finally step into your true power. Okay, amazing. Okay, you've got the Wheel of Fortune to the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, very grounded, the most grounded king, knows who he is, doesn't budge. You are, you know, this is predestined at this time that you become this Sagittarius. Doesn't matter what that person or situation is triggering in you, you're learning now to just honour yourself and be yourself. And Spirit is saying it's time for you to step up and do this, and you're empowered now. You can do it. Yeah, you're really arriving in your energy. You're really arriving in your own life as you truly are, and you're being a lot more cautious. You're being a lot more careful. Yeah, you've got the Knight of Cups to the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so you're supporting yourself to be more careful. You're really being true to yourself. Yeah, you are just not budging. You're grounded, you're stable, and you're being careful, and you're being loving to your own heart chakra. So this is a very strong energy for Sagittarius at this time in this soul family. You know, you could also be more careful with money. I think, you know, money looks good. Somebody connected to you says, you are too good for me, I do not deserve you. Okay, all right. And equally, that is a mirror to you, that you maybe didn't feel good enough in yourself or deserving in yourself. But I think now you are able to see that and know that it's okay, that you do deserve, that you are good enough, you know, and so it's time to care for yourself. It's time to support yourself. Instead of supporting everyone else all the time, you are good enough and you do deserve to be grounded in your power, get to know yourself and be kind and supportive to yourself, and to be careful where you put your energy, you know. So, you know, that's probably what you would like to see for this other person. You would like them to care for themselves. You would like them to be more careful with their energy. But that's a mirror to you now, being more careful with your energy and being more kind and supportive to yourself. So it's amazing what you're learning from each other, and I think equally they're learning from you in this divinely timed. Spirit is saying a great deal of activity. Yes, 8 of Wands. Sudden and immediate results and important communication. So Spirit is saying there's going to be a lot going on for you. A lot of communicating perhaps with different people, or maybe communicating with that person a lot to make sense of what you're both learning from each other. But equally you could be communicating with others about progressing things in your life, you know, and this is a much better life you're creating. There's a lot of progress with it at this time. So you could feel quite busy, is what I'm saying. Okay, so that was Sagittarius, and now we're going to go into Scorpio. Let's see what we get for Scorpio. Gilbert is snoring away very loudly right now. Doing your little thing, aren't you? Oh, he's on his little mat. I wish you could see it. It's so cute. He fits on the mat. Just perfect. It's just tiny like him. Okay. Scorpio for weekend. Labyrinth. Even when you feel lost, there is always a way through the labyrinth. And I can't believe it, because I said this earlier for one of the other star signs, that I got the Labyrinth DVD out of my shelf last night because I want to watch it this week. So that is just so funny. Now, somebody in your vicinity has been confused about where they've been going and what they've been doing. And they might have been changing their mind or getting themselves all disorientated because they've been confused, yeah, or anxious. And same for you, yeah. You could have been feeling quite confused and lost. But I think you're both starting to realise the way through. You're both starting to realise, okay, maybe I can do this. Maybe I do sort of finally realise a few things about what I need to do to make this work in my life. Yeah, whatever it is you're trying to make work, I think you're starting to realise what you need to do. You're getting a more stable foundation about what you're passionate about. You have set a good foundation to now proceed with whatever it is you are passionate about. Okay, you've got the 4 of Wands to the Page of Pentacles. It's like, yes, I am passionate about this and I am going to go for it, and it's all going to happen very fast. It's like, boom, rebirth in your life. You might feel a bit scared about it, but equally nothing's going to stop you because you're going to feel so excited. It's important not to get too distracted, right? With the Page of Pentacles, we must stay focused because you have built a solid foundation within yourself, yeah? After all this confusion. You've probably been going through confusion at the same time as building this more solid foundation in yourself. Right? But now, energetically, there's a more solid foundation here. You sort of understand certain basic things about yourself. So now you can proceed with what you're passionate about. So you don't want to get too distracted, yeah? Because, you know, this is all coming about from being in a more solid energy. You have got progress, and it is definitely to do with becoming more mature, knowing yourself, having better judgments, making better choices, making choices more for the long term, that are going to be beneficial in the long term, and probably you could end up making money in the long term, or working with more people as you get older, okay? In whatever capacity that may be. But yeah, there's progress here. You've got the 3 of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles has good judgment, and she works with others. She gets visions in her golden coin. So she has a strong vision for her life. She knows who she is. She's mature. She has good, she gets more money as she gets older. So you don't have to be, you know, it doesn't matter what gender or sexuality you are. The point is that you are at the beginning phases of something that is going to progress into a very good long-term situation for your life. And I think you'll end up very pleased. Let's see what else we're getting. As long as you don't get pulled off your path through sheer excitement, okay? I will say that. Because I've been there with the Page of Pentacles and I know what that energy is like. You can get a bit carried away sometimes and then, you know, shoot off a different part of the labyrinth, if that makes sense. We'll end up coming back, but it can be quite a disorientating and horrible experience when we do that. So I feel like Spirit is trying to keep you centered on the long-term plan. Yeah, so that you don't shoot off in a direction that's going to kind of either confuse you or disorientate you or kind of waste your time a bit. They're keeping you focused. Somebody in your vicinity is saying, I'm sorry for blocking you, I was triggered. Now, whether they actually blocked you, I don't know, but they could have just been more distant, or they could have been holding a wall up and not maybe perhaps being very open or embracing of you. But see, that is a mirror. For some reason, you weren't embracing yourself. For some reason, you were holding up a wall to your own self. Yeah? So that's why somebody wasn't really embracing you as you are, because you weren't embracing yourself as you are. But that's all changing now. And I think that's why you're so excited. Yeah, you are excited, and you're going to have a great time now, and you're going to do very well in the long term. Just staying on track is all that's important. Yeah. Let's see what Spirit's helping you with. Quite an interesting reading, isn't it, this one? Okay, 5 of Cups. Everything happens for a reason. Release the regret. Embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So it's a lovely card. There is some sadness. There is some regrets that you've got. But everything happens for a reason in the way it does. You know, Spirit knows why. Release the regret. Embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. Because there is a silver lining here, isn't there? You know, out of, you know, regrets or things that were confusing, you're now getting a very good opportunity and some really lovely things happening that you may never have really thought was possible, or yeah, you might not have even ever thought it was possible. So Spirit is trying to help you to sort of flow with things in a very, you know, just embracing kind of way, so that you don't focus on the regrets of the past or whatever it may have been. Yeah, because there's some things here that you were either grieving or sad about, and Spirit's just saying, you know, don't waste your time thinking about that now, because every cloud does have a silver lining, and the silver lining is now. Silver lining is now. So go for that silver lining. You're going to go for it. You're going to get progress the next few days. Yeah. Towards the long term being a lot happier and more abundant and more healthy. Don't forget, the Queen of Pentacles is a very healthy energy, as well as good money. All right. So Spirit's looking after you. Let's go into Pisces now. Pisces for the weekend. Let's see what we get for you. my lovely little fishes. Oh, this is nice. Cherish your relationship. Okay, so somebody really cherishes their relationship with you. Okay, they do. And you actually do cherish your relationship with yourself. Lovely. That is such a cute energy, isn't it? That is very cute. I'm feeling something here about Pisces being very tuned in, okay, to who you really are and kind of loving it, okay, really loving it. Letting yourself be more cute, I don't know. You are departing. You are departing something, or departing an old way of life, or departing a place, or departing a, could be departing a person, whatever it is, you're departing something, because you've got the Knight of Wands, okay? And you're departing it because you want to build up for your future. You want to put all your energy into something that is so much better. And you're becoming an expert at it, okay? You are becoming an expert. Some people might view you as being a bit unpredictable at the moment. Perhaps they don't know what's going on with you. They certainly won't be able to predict what you're up to, okay? But you are up to something, I'm telling you that. And what you're up to is something that is going to, in the long term, do you a lot of good. And you are becoming an expert at it, and you're putting in the work. You're putting in the work every bloody day. I can see it, yeah. And oh, it is to do with yourself. It's to do with loving yourself. Yeah, you've got the Two of Cups to the Lovers. Right, it's to do with loving yourself. Yeah, because Two of Cups is like a reunion with your own self. The Lovers card is, you know, can represent love, but also mystery. All right, the mystery. What happens when we love ourselves? Finally, people in this soul family, it's not been an easy road to loving ourselves. And if you still feel a bit confused, how do I love myself? Please do book in with me. Because if you know your time of birth, we can look at your birth chart and I can help you understand what it is, okay? Because until I did my natal chart, I didn't really quite understand. So, okay, now, it is a bit of a mystery, because it's like, well, now that I'm reunifying with myself and I'm remembering who I am, I'm leaving certain things that I don't resonate with anymore. I think you're leaving a lot of things you don't resonate with anymore. You are moving forward into the unknown. But I don't feel that it's scary as such, because there is a mystery compelling you to do it, okay? And I think you sort of cherish this moment in your life, or this, you're sort of cherishing yourself in the process. There could be that you have a reunion with somebody and it's still a bit of a mystery where it's all going to go, but you're sort of coming back together after being separated. That might not be for everyone, but it will definitely be a deeper meaning anyway, regardless, that you are finally coming back to your true self. You're finally remembering who you are. You're departing things that no longer serve you, and you're putting in the work every single day. Yeah, every single day you're putting in the work to love yourself, and you don't really know where it's all going to lead you right now. Somebody here has a lot of sexual thoughts about you, okay? So who that is, I don't know, but there could be somebody that does feel attracted to you. But if there's not anyone that you can think of that is attracted to you, this could be like a Kundalini energy. This could be because sexual energy is also creative energy, and it could well be that you are co-creating with the universe at this time, or if you don't like to use the word universe, co-creating with source to really create something, yeah, with your Kundalini energy, or your alignment from source, and you're co-creating. And whatever impulse wants to come through source, through you, you are allowing it Yeah, and that's why you're loving it. You're cherishing this experience because you are now an open vessel and you're allowing yourself to sort of birth into the physical reality what spirit wants to do with you. And it's all a bit of a mystery. You know, what is it that I am creating with spirit? Yeah. So there's a lot going on here for Pisces. You're creating something amazing and the outcome is yet to be seen. But you're loving the process. That's the most important thing. You're loving the process more and more all of the time. And you could be, like I said, with that, you know, that sexual card, you could be attracting a person or you could be attracting an opportunity. Let's put it like that. Yeah. You could be seriously attracting an opportunity because of the way you are now loving yourself, cherishing yourself. Yeah. You can imagine what that does. Definitely does attract things, doesn't it? So spirit is helping you. Congratulations. You have done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project. Okay. So they are saying things are moving forward for you. Some of you may get awards, scholarships or promotions, or basically you're going to be allowed to move on to the next project or the next phase. So that's nice. You know, you've been doing a lot of groundwork. I can see that. And like I said, you don't really know exactly what it is that's going to be the end product. But it looks to me like Spirit is soon to say the next phase of what you're creating is going to start happening quite soon. Yeah, the next phase is going to start happening sooner than you think. So I'm sending you lots of love, Pisces. Interesting reading, wasn't it? Very interesting. Right, we're going to go into Cancer now, all right? Cancer for the weekend. Let's see what we get for you. Cancer in this soul family. For the weekend, what do we get? Boundaries. Having sensible boundaries is important. I do feel like this card has come up quite a lot lately for Cancerians. Okay, so somebody may have been really thinking about their boundaries, you know, but equally you've been thinking about your boundaries, and it's like it's all been a question of boundaries. And boundaries stem from how well we know ourselves, because everyone's boundaries are different. You can't exist on the boundaries of society. You just can't, because we're not all the same expression of source, are we? We're all different. We're all different in the way we express source energy. So my boundaries are going to be a little bit different from yours, yeah? And we can't set our boundaries until we actually sort of get more in touch with who we are. So boundaries could have been quite a confusing or challenging subject for you lately, and maybe for somebody else, because you're both figuring out a lot about who you are and where you stand on certain things, you know, because it's going to impact. Now, you're making really good decisions about your progress, and you may be getting help from somebody. Spirit is saying, sorry. I can't believe I just said that. Spirit is saying that you're in a very good position to proceed, yeah, and have progress now. Based off the fact that you've already entered a new chapter. I can see that with that Judgment card. You've already entered a new chapter, and it's a new chapter that you were really working towards for a long time, I feel. You know, you've been working towards this new chapter, and now you're in the new chapter, and you're actually very well placed to now proceed with it, and you may get help from somebody, yeah? Let's see what else we're getting. Ooh, you are going to be having one hell of a breakthrough. A good breakthrough. This is massive. You've got the Hermit to the Ace of Swords. You could be taking on a new challenge here. But it's because the only reason you're having this breakthrough, because it is a breakthrough to take on this. And I do feel like you're taking on a new challenge, or you're taking on a new task, yeah, a new mission, if you like. The only reason that this is happening is because you entered this new chapter and you've got a more heightened level of awareness, which is now allowing you to proceed. And previously you might have been stuck and you weren't able to enter this new chapter and you weren't able to proceed with things because you just literally did not have the level of consciousness to have the awareness and see what needed to be done. But now you can. Now you can see what needs to be done. All right? And I think it's going to make you very clear on your boundaries. Much clearer. Somebody's thinking about you and wondering if you've moved on. Okay? They get worried about you moving on. But equally, I think you may sometimes, you may sometimes get a bit fearful yourself about everything. Because I'm telling you, I can see in these cards, it's very dynamic for Cancer at this time in this soul family. This is a dynamic time. It's a time of, I would say it's a time of change. It's a time of breakthroughs. It's a time of progress. And you're entering new challenges because you are now able to see what needs to be done and act accordingly. But it's, with the Judgment card, Spirit has been working behind the scenes to kind of make this happen. And also it is really much, this is a good chapter for you because the Judgment does represent a good chapter. And you're going to actually, with that Three of Wands, I mean, you're headed for success, really. You're headed for sort of success. Okay, let's see what Spirit's helping you with. Oh gosh, this card's come out a lot today. Two of Cups, two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits, don't give up on those that you love. Don't give up on yourself. Yeah, so Spirit's not been allowing you to give up on yourself. Spirit's been like, come on. We want you to now really see what it is you need to do to just do the right thing for yourself. And it's the wisest thing and it's the right thing. And you've got to be committed to yourself now, and Spirit's helping you see very clearly. They're helping you see yourself clearly so that then you'll know what to do and how to do it, won't you? Now, as well, like I say, there could be some sort of reunion with somebody, or even a reunion with a situation that you may kind of had potentially nearly done in the past, and now you're actually going to finally do it. Yeah. But also, you could have somebody in your life that Spirit is sort of drawing you to work together, to progress something now. It's like a new beginning, because you're both having a breakthrough about how you can proceed. All right, so there's a few different messages there. I feel like it's a time of excitement, a time of breakthroughs, and a time of action, and a time of doing what's right for yourself, not this person in here, your real true self, doing what's right for your true self. So I'm sending you lots of love and peace, Cancer. Have a good weekend. It's really good for you at the moment. And if you want to book in for a reading, you're very welcome. Just contact me. Or a natal chart, astrology chart, whatever you want to call it. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for giving the video a thumbs up. Peace and one love across Gaia, wherever you are.